Next up is the 1976 horror classic Burnt Offerings. Now, there isn't much information on this movie because it is somewhat obscure because it was not a big hit in 1976. By that time, it was post Exorcist. I think The Omen came out in '76, and the horror revolution didn't really happen until the slasher films of the '80s. So what happened was in 1976, this movie was produced and directed by Dan Curtis, who is famous for doing the Dark Shadows television show, and also for actually working on the Night Stalker and Night Stranger movies starring Darren McGavin, who ended up doing the Kolchak miniseries, also produced by Dan Curtis. Now, this movie here is phenomenal. Okay, I first saw this maybe about 2 years ago. The movie's slow. It's what we call in horror a slow burn. It's a slow movie that starts off very slow. The intensity builds towards the very end, and the last scene in the movie is wow. Every time I watch it, this last scene, it gives me shivers. I'm not going to blow it for you, but the last scene is incredible. This movie is a lot of fun. It's a little long. It's about 116 minutes. The movie was actually done in a very gothic feel, but in a modern way. Dan Curtis uses some very interesting directing styles, and there's lots of information from this because this disc by Kino Lorber, unlike other discs that they've actually produced, this disc here has a lot of special features. There's two different audio commentaries, one with the director and actors, another one with the screenwriter, and actually lots of and also a film historian. It does a commentary also, and lots of interviews. This is a really good pickup. Now, I bought this for about $20 on Amazon, and I watched it a few times. It's starring Karen Black, who's also famous for doing several other horror films, Oliver Reed, who is the English actor, and Burgess Meredith has a role in it, and also Betty Davis. Now, I quite liked Burnt Offerings. It was a little long, and I watched it late at night, so I got really tired towards the end. But I watched it 3 times since, and I quite enjoyed the Burnt Offerings. So if you ever get a chance, I'm not sure if you can get this from the library. It's pretty hard to get. I searched everywhere for it. I would say it's definitely worth a purchase. I really like Burnt Offerings. It was scary. The ending is creepy as heck, and I would definitely want to see this maybe early in the night because it does get a little longer at the very end. So this is my review for Burnt Offerings.